Hello everyone, this is a question paper right now I'm going to discuss, and this is November 2020 and variant is 1-2, and this is the latest most paper we have right now, and I will try to accomplish it as early as possible. I will quickly do it. You can stop the video, read the question and figure out the right answer, and then you can play the video again. So question number 1 is, what causes economic agents to make choices? Economic agents mean consumer, producer or government. They make choices because of the existence of finite resources. Mean resources are limited. That's why we cannot, as a consumer we cannot purchase everything, as a producer we cannot produce everything. So we have to make choices. So B is correct answer. Furthermore, you must see description. I will share some links with you, and those links are really important for all of you. You must see them. One is the playlist and other one is basically the books relevant to books I have compiled for all of you, and you can benefit from them as well. So question number 2 is, which combination of factor production and its factor income is not correct? So option C is the answer for this question, because the reward for labor is not dividend. All other options are correct, so we have to find out what is not correct. So C is the answer here. Question number 3 is, the diagram shows production possibility curve for a country. The country moved from X to Y, mean we are moving from X to Y. So at X, capital was this much, consumption was this much. At Y, consumption has increased and capital has decreased. So consumption is C1 now. Consumption has increased. So what is most likely reason for this? And the answer is C. The government has brought about an increase in living standard. So when we want to increase living standard, we have to increase consumption. Okay, so C is correct answer. Question number 4 is, what is an example of macroeconomic aim? Macroeconomic aim is basically, macroeconomics is the branch of economics which deals with overall economy. So option A is correct answer, to create and maintain full employment. This is a macroeconomic issue and aim. Why might a market fail to achieve the best use of scarce resources? So consumer may lack information about which goods to buy. Information failure or lack of information is a source of market failure. So A is correct answer. Question number 6 is, the diagram shows global market for copper with an equilibrium at X. Initially equilibrium is X, so S1 and D1 are the demand and supply curves. Which point represents the new equilibrium after copper producers cost increases? So if cost increases, then supply will fall to S2 to the left, and there is rapid economic growth. Economic growth increases demand, so demand will move to D3. So D3 and S1 now intersect each other at point A. So A is the correct answer. Question number 7 is, the diagram shows supply curve for good. What is the price elasticity of supply when price increases from 10 to 12? So we have two formula for finding price elasticity of supply. One is percentage change in quantity supply over percentage change in price, and here percentage change in quantity supply is 40%. From 100 to 140 it is 40%, and percentage change in price is from 10 to 12, that is 20%. So we can cancel out percentage sign, 0, and 4 over 2 is equal to 2. So D is answer. And another formula for this is change in quantity supply over change in price into P1 over Q1. So change in quantity is 40, change in price is 2, 10 to 12 it is 2. Initial price was 10, initial quantity was 100. So we can cancel out these zeros. So 4 over 2 is 2. So whatever formula you use, you get exactly same answer. Question number 8 says, which task is not function of trade union? Trade union is association of workers that works for the benefits of member workers. So deciding on the level of national minimum wage is not the function of trade union. It is set by the government, and trade union basically works for its own association of workers. 9 is, what does not have an effect on wage in the free market? Free market is an economy which is owned and controlled by private individuals and companies. So what is not done in private economy? So B is answer, government regulation. In free market economy, government is basically not involved. So question number 10 says the table shows household spending and changes in income level. What is the lowest level of income at which saving is positive? Saving is equal to basically income minus, we show income by with Y and consumption by C. Consumption is also known as spending. So we have to find out the lowest level of income where saving is positive. So 3000 minus 3150 is negative saving. 3300 minus 3375 is negative saving. 36 minus 3500 is positive saving. So this is the minimum level of income where saving is positive. However, saving is also positive in these regions as well, but this is the lowest level of income which is where saving is positive. Question number 11 says what can a central bank increase in order to reduce consumers borrowings? So borrowing is basically getting loans from financial institution. If interest rate increases, then borrowing will fall because people think that now getting loan is expensive. The table shows the output and total cost of the firm, small firm. What is average fixed cost of producing 1000 units? So average fixed cost is basically fixed cost over quantity. Examiner has given us the output, that is 10,000. So 10,000 is basically the quantity. So we have to find out fixed cost. Fixed cost is a cost which we have to pay at zero level of output. So 50,000 is the fixed cost. So you can cancel out these zeros. So 5 over 1 is equal to 5. So $5 is the correct answer. Now moving to question number 13. A firm has fixed cost 1000. The table shows variable cost at different levels of output, and these are level of output and this is variable cost. We can find out total cost as well. Total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. So total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. Fixed cost is 1000 and variable costs are given here 100, 190. So 1000 plus 100 will give us 1100 total cost, and 190 plus 1000 is 1190, 1270, 1350. And examiner says if the goods are sold for $500 each, how much profit will be made from 4 units? So this is the 4 units. 4 units multiplied by 500 price will give us 2000 revenue. And the formula for profit is equal to total revenue minus total cost. So total revenue is 2000 here, total cost as 4th unit is 1350. So the answer will be 650. So 650 is the correct answer. Question number 14 is a firm X supplies bricks and this decides to merge with firm Y that also supplies bricks. When two firms which are involved in same industry and same stage of production, that is kind of horizontal integration. Who owns public corporation? These are government organizations. Public corporations mean public, owned by the public, that is government. Sometimes examiner asks question about public limited company. Public limited companies are not under government, they are under private sector. What are two aims that a government normally pursues when managing the performance of an economy, whole economy? Definitely option A is correct answer, to encourage an increase in production and to prevent high inflation. Question number 17 is what is most likely to be responsibility of central government? Central government, basically the provision of immigration officials at an airport is the duty of government, central government. Question number 18 is the table shows the tax that an individual would pay at different levels of disposable income. Which type of tax is shown in the table? So this is progressive tax. Progressive tax is when income increases, tax rate will also increase. So you can see that initially tax rate, we can write here tax rate is initially 0%, then it is 10%, then it is 13%, then it is 15%. So income is increasing from 10,000, 20,000, 30 to 40,000, and tax rate is increasing from 0 to 15%. When income tax rate increases with increase in income, this is called progressive tax. But you might be thinking how 15% comes here. So what you can do is 6,000 divided by 40,000 multiplied by 100 will give you 15%. Same is 4,000 over 30,000, 2,000 over 20,000. Okay, so question number 19 is the government wants to reduce consumption of cigarettes. So what policy is most likely to do this? So increase in indirect tax on cigarette will increase the price of cigarettes, so many people will stop buying them. Question 20 is which group should not be included in measurement of unemployment? So students over 18 years continuing with full-time education. Students who are involved in full-time education are not the part of unemployment. So C is correct answer. Question number 21, as the table shows the rate of unemployment and real GDP, rate of unemployment was 3, now it is 10%, 4 and minus 2%. So GDP has decreased and unemployment rate has increased. Which combination of policy measures would be most effective in returning economy to the 2014 level of economic activity? It means we want to reduce unemployment, we want to increase economic growth. So how it can be achieved? It can be achieved by increase in government expenditure and decrease in rate of interest. Government expenditure, increase in government expenditure like construction of roads, buildings, housing societies, hospitals, universities, colleges will create employment, so unemployment will reduce. When interest rate is low, many investors, private investors will be able to invest and get loan from financial institution, and both of them will help to reduce unemployment and increase economic growth or GDP of the country. 22 is an economy is experiencing rising prices. What government policy will reduce consumer expenditure? So option A is correct answer, introducing compulsory saving for income earners. When people are forced to save, then definitely expenditure will decrease. Question number 23 is some goods take a greater percentage of a typical household total spending than others. So how is this accounted in the construction of consumer price index? In consumer price index, when we basically want to see how much spending is done by different people on different goods, we call it basically the weight. By giving a weight to the good, weightage or weight is basically that shows how much important something is for you, how many weightage you are giving to certain product. 24 is in countries with absolute poverty. Absolute poverty is when you have low income, you cannot satisfy your basic necessities of life. Low income can start a process that keeps low income low. So this is basically the definition of vicious circle of poverty, and what are the stages of this process. So D is correct answer, low income leading to low saving, low investment, low productivity, and again low income, and this is vicious circle of poverty. And when you have low income, I'm using LI for low income, then you will save low savings, then you will invest less, and when you invest less, there will be low productivity again leads to low income. So this is vicious cycle of poverty. So D answer is correct. 25 is which factor in the world's low income countries limits their economic development? Economic development is rise in real GDP per capita or per head along with better standard of living. So what prevents it or what limits it? So rapid population growth definitely limits it, because when population grows rapidly, fastly, then definitely per head income will be low, and per head income is calculated as total GDP of the country divided by total population. So if population is increasing, then definitely per head income will be low. Question number 26 says the table shows percentage employment in primary, secondary, tertiary sector. Which country is likely to be most developed? Most developed countries mainly focus on tertiary sector, service industry. So option is correct answer, service industry is most important, then secondary, and least important is primary sector. Question number 27 is what causes the birth rate to fall in a country? Medical supplies and healthcare improve basically leads to controlled birth rate of the country. Number of children born will be controlled. 28 is a country wishes to increase current account surplus on the balance of payment. What action would it take? So surplus current account surplus is when exports are more than imports. Value of export is more than value of imports. So you have to reduce imports. So increase in import tariff will basically help us to achieve this aim. Tariff, import tariff is the tax which is imposed on imported goods. So volume of imports will come under control and balance of payment current account will move to surplus. 29 says the table gives a country's exports and imports. What was the country's balance of trade in goods and services? So balance of trade in goods and services is equal to export of goods plus export of services minus import of goods plus import of services. Okay, so you can use this formula. Export of goods is 200 here, 200. Export of services is 35 minus import of goods is 190 plus import of services is 38. So if you further solve it, you can use calculator as well. So answer is plus 7. When answer is positive, it is called surplus. So C is correct answer, surplus of $7 million. Question number 30 is the diagram shows the value of a country's exports and imports of goods over 5 years. This basically filled area shows import of goods and blank area shows export of goods. Between which 2 years did the country have an increase in value of imports and an improvement in its balance of trade? So increase in value of import value is higher in these 2 years, 3 and 4, but still we are in surplus because export are more in both years as compared to import. So 3 to 4 years is the correct answer. Although we are in surplus in all times, in year 1 export are more than imports and in this year export and imports are again having the same trend. So however, the highest value or increased in the value of import is basically in 3 and 4 years. So option C is correct answer. Furthermore, you must see the description. I have shared with you 2 important links. One is the link for books I have basically compiled, you can try to get them, and the other one is the link for complete playlist for O-level and IGCSE MCQs topically arranged and then yearly paper solved. So this is it. See you in the next class. Thank you.